Hi, how you doing tonight, folks? As you know from my other videos, my name is David. Okay, I'm here to talk about Joe the Plumber. Okay, if Barack Obama gets in, Joe the Plumber would actually get a tax cut because most plumbers only average about 50,000 a year. No Joe the Plumbers make 250,000 a year. All right. And if it's a business, a plumbing business that does make 250,000 a year or more, you're not talking about a small business. You're talking about a big business that's got probably 10 trucks or more and really handles a mega amount of calls. So you're talking about a big business, a company, big company. Okay. Now now moving on. Most most people Joe Barack Obama's got the right idea. Give the people making under $200,000 a year a tax cut. The bus drivers, teachers, you know, people working. And the people that would actually benefit the most are people that are making the minimum wage or close to it. People like me that make under 15,000 a year. All right, now I want to talk about President Bush and why the economy is in such bad shape as it is right now. We need to vote for Barack Obama because a vote for Barack Obama is a vote for prosperity. Right now, this country is in bad shape. The economy is in very bad shape. The economy is in a shambles. And the reason is because everything is being made in China. Now, all you gotta do is look at everything you own, everything you buy. Look at where it's made in. It's made in China, not made in the United States. And with all these products made in China, lots of factories also close up because everything's made in China. The jobs are in China now. The money's made in China. That's why people can't pay their mortgages, can't pay for their houses or nothing. That's the reason why the economy's in bad shape. 60, 60% of the goods made in China. The free trade agreement with China, first of all, has to be done away with. 60% of the goods made in China, tariffs got to be put back on, and we got to get these industries back here. Pharmaceuticals got to be made back here, and as we know about products made in China, we can't always trust that the Chinese, when they're making the Chinese companies making the products, are not going to cut corners in safety. As you know, there's baby formula made in China that has chemicals in it, chemicals which are not edible. We all know about the thing with the toys, the red paint and all that. Okay, get these industries back here. You're gonna have more jobs. People are gonna have money. Then we're gonna have make this country great again. Cause these people are gonna take the money that they're making and pump it into the economy. Barack Obama's got the right idea of tax cuts for the middle class, because especially the people at the bottom. 'Cause when you make the people at the bottom pay less, the money saved is going to be pumped. It's going to be spent in businesses and stores, and that's going to build the economy up. And in the long run, the people at the top that are going to be paid making more than 250,000 are going to be paying more in taxes. They're going to end up making more in the long run. These are people that are going to be able to afford to hire Joe the plumber that currently cannot. All right. Now, now moving on. Let's talk about President Bush. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about his budget cuts. Okay, President Bush has made budget cuts, but what he has did, his budget cuts. Yeah, to say for tax cuts for the rich and all people making 250,000 and up, he gave tax cuts to rich corporations that moved the jobs out of here to China. One example was the Pfizer plant that used to be in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. Actually, it was in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, up until up until about over a year ago. That plant is now closed. The reason why that plant is closed because they're being made in China now. Pharmaceuticals, and with it, these people are out now out of jobs, and these are people that now are not going to be able to hire Joe the plumber. Matter of fact, these are people that might that probably their unemployment is probably over with now. This people now that could barely afford, probably could barely afford a flop house and an SRO where you get what I'm saying. The bottom line is these people are now in the pits. The corporation, the rich corporation that has gotten tax cuts under President Bush that moved these jobs to China still exists in New York. The plant itself, that uses in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, is closed. Now you know where you stand with Bush. He's only for the top elitists, and the people at the bottom basically take the broom swept away. Okay? There's people now that will never be able to anymore afford Joe the plumber. Okay, now moving on up, I want to talk about mass transit now. I want to talk about the New York City Transit Authority buses and subways. Okay, back in 2002, for $67, you could afford an unlimited use MetroCard 30 days for the whole month, for only $67. Guess what? Now it's 82. Why is it 82? Because deficits and the refusal by the Bush administration and our Republican Governor Pataki and Republican former mayor Rudy Giuliani that cut mass transit subsidies, and not to mention the subsidy cuts that were done under Reagan, George Bush the father, and Clinton virtually could do nothing because of a Republican-controlled Senate, Republican-controlled House. That is the reason why people at the bottom pay more now. You talk about inflation, but you know where the inflation is hitting? The people at the bottom that least can afford it. And you're told the biggest inflation is the cost of oil going up. That has to do with everything being made in China. Because these people in China and India that used to be riding bicycles mostly 5 years ago, they're now buying cars, my friend. That's the reason why the high cost of oil now, and the high cost of shipping, and why right now food is going up. Items that back in 2002, when you would go to a restaurant, you were able to order a meal for $3.95, $4.08. That's the reason why everything now is $5.08 and upwards. It's because thanks to Bush, my friend. Vote for Barack Obama. We need to make this country great again. Now what I'm really gonna hit on is really gonna knock all your socks off, folks. China is not only surpassing us economically, they're surpassing us militarily thanks to Bush. In the past 5 years, China has put over 20, is putting on average about 5 to 20 submarines a year into the water. Plus other Navy ships, and they're really building up, and they got this dream that they're going to control the shipping lanes and everything, and everything. Guess what we did? We maybe put in maybe 5, maybe 6, 7 in the past 5 years. That's all thanks to Bush. And Afghanistan, where we really should be fighting the Taliban and trying to capture Bin Laden, and we have a shortage of troops. We can't increase the number of troops there because you know why? We're bogged down in Iraq, and the job is practically done there. They're ready to take over, and you're talking about a country with an $80 billion surplus, and we're not even looking out for the people over here. All right. Now what I want to talk about is I want to talk about New Orleans. I want to talk about New Orleans, Hurricane Katrina.